You hold yourself back more than anything else ever could. Not because you don't know what to do, and not because you're not capable. It's because you keep factoring in people who aren't even involved. You think about how it will look, how it will sound, what someone might say, what they might think, and you slow yourself down before anything even starts. Nothing has happened yet, but you've already adjusted. That's where it begins. You're reacting to opinions that don't even exist yet. You're shaping your actions around imagined reactions, most of which will never happen the way you think they will. And even if they do, so what? It's their thoughts. That's all it is. A thought in someone else's head has no control over what you do unless you give it that control. It doesn't move your body. It doesn't make decisions. It just sits there unless you decide it matters. Most of the time, people aren't even thinking about you as much as you think they are. They're dealing with their own stuff, their own problems, their own noise. You're just another passing moment in that, but you treat it like it defines something. So you hold back. You don't say what you were going to say. You don't do what you were about to do. You adjust, soften, delay, or just stop completely. Not because you had a real reason, but because of how it might be received. That's a weak reason to stay still. In psychology, this is simple. Social response gets overvalued. You assume judgment carries weight when most of it is temporary and forgettable. People react, then move on. They don't hold on to it the way you think they do. In stoicism, this is already settled. Other people's opinions are not within your control, so they're not something you build your actions around. Epictetus made that clear. If you let that guide you, you lose control of your own direction. So what are you actually doing when you hold back? You're choosing someone else's possible thought over your own action. You're giving something outside you more weight than what you were about to do. And most of the time, that trade isn't even real. It's imagined. That's the part people miss. They're not being stopped by real judgment. They're stopping themselves based on what they think might happen. That's why it keeps repeating. Because nothing real ever proves them wrong. It all stays in their head. If you remove that, even slightly, things change fast. You act more directly. You stop filtering everything. You stop waiting for the right version of something. You just move. And once you do that a few times, you start to see how little those opinions actually mattered. They were never solid. You just treated them like they were. And that's what held you back.